After all this time and hard work, we finally made it to a point where we can see all of our work come into fruition. In this devlog, we're going to talk about how I finally got Rowan to move, setting up the level, and getting everything situated. But first, I wanted to talk about something that was very important to me that changed the course of this whole entire project: Godot. Originally, I was building this game in Unreal Engine, but it just wasn't working. My computer would freeze every 10 minutes, and I just really wasn't making any progress. Even if I wanted to push forward through it, it just wasn't making any real effort going forward. So eventually, after some thinking and some research, I had to make the call and start over in Godot. And honestly, the move kind of saved the project. So once I got Godot running and everything, the first thing I did was tackle bringing in a level into the engine. I split the geometry into two sections, foreground and background, just so I could work on the collision better for the level and make the level design cleaner. Then I added collision layers to let Rowan actually walk around in the space. This was the first step towards making the world feel really playable. Next, I started working on the animations, basically finishing up the rest of them for Rowan, especially for the sword. Now for the sword, I was going to parent it to Rowan, but it's not really rigged to him, so I had to animate it manually to follow his movements. But later on though, I figured out that Godot lets you parent things to the player's body parts. So I could have did all this work and saved a lot of time on the animations for the handle just by using the Rowan animations, but I didn't learn about that until later, so I just went ahead and made the animations copy Rowan's. So yes, in hindsight, I did all the animation work for nothing, but hey, at least I did it. Then here came the biggest moment, the moment I was really excited for, importing Rowan into the engine. Seeing him in game for the first time was honestly wild, but that was one of those moments where it finally started to feel real. But just a side note, this isn't really how the game is going to look in the end. This is just going to be standard looks inside of Godot until I work on shaders later on. Next, I worked on the hierarchy and built out the movement script. I followed along with a really solid tutorial, to be honest. I'll leave that link in the description for anybody else who wants to try it. It's very solid. Now this part had its fair share of breaking points. I fixed one issue and then something else stopped working, but after a bit of trial and error, I finally got Rowan to move and jump correctly. At this point, Rowan could run and jump around the level, but he was stiff. There's no animations yet. That's when I got a little bit excited and antsy and decided to get the animation set up next. So I started to script the animations. With a little help from a friend, I added a jump land animation that plays when Rowan hits the ground and returns to idle. Honestly, it wasn't that hard to do. It was a little bit of a test, but I wanted to try to do it on my own, and I got it successfully working. But here's the moment where I got a little bit too cocky. I thought I could write an equipped and unequipped system for the sword, especially on my own. I wanted to get better at writing the codes instead of following along with videos all the time. I tried to do it solo, but it really wasn't working. Then I asked ChatGPT, which I try not to do that often just so I can keep learning, for help for the first time. Even then, it was pretty hard. Understanding how to apply the code in Godot's structure was rough, and the system wouldn't really work. Eventually, I just commented the whole script out and put it on pause. Maybe I'll come back to it later. Something in the process broke my animation player, which stopped the whole game from working, so I had to dive back in and fix that too. After all of that, and a long couple of days, I was basically back to my original setup, but this time everything is working properly. Rowan can move, jump, and play the animation smoothly. That's when I decided to take a break. Sometimes stepping away is a part of the dev cycle too. But anyways, if you like this devlog, or if you're following along with the project, go ahead and like the video, drop a comment below, or subscribe if you really want to. See where it goes next. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. We're making very good progress, and hope you guys stick around to see it.